Hey guys, Shreds here from Legacy Division, and today is going to be more of like a freestyle format. It's going to be how to queen walk Goblin Knife. This is the general army comp. You can always swap out the queen walk for a bigger kill squad, or use more goblins, but let's jump right into a raid. And so this space is really easy dark pathing, so I will start queen from over here. A few archers to take care of these buildings, to make sure queen will go up to 12 instead of go down to 6. Queen's doing fine, there's no point defense until you get to that little cluster up top. Oh, she actually swings down. Well, that wasn't planned, but no big deal. She's actually gonna nab storages. Not bad. That won't hurt. Ooh, air defense is shooting at her. Brutal. We're gonna start the funneling of the kill squad. It's a small kill squad. Just enough to tank for the goblins. Healers are still not out of range. We're probably just gonna let Queen die here. Giants in. Archers in. 2 wall breakers, and King. Now, note the clear resource pathing straight to the town hall. That's exactly what I'm going to use here. Oh. Pop Queen just in time. Mortar Shell plus a Wizard Tower Fire caught a lot of my goblins, but still nabbed the Dark. They're insanely strong. Pop Queen Bill, let's see if we can get to 50. I don't think we can. Maybe. There's a few giants still up. King walking into core. 49. Ooh, this is brutal. And we have nothing left. Great Dark, and it works on virtually any base. So let me just collect this. And we will dive right into the replays. So first one up is Linda. Now, notice the very easy resource pathing here. And these were Tesla spots as soon as giant bombs popped between these 3. So I knew I was clear to spam in all the gobs. Queen on the left is to funnel the goblins because of all these resource buildings, and to eventually help them navigate towards the core, which they will rip through with ease. Goblins on that mine just to make sure Queen walks up, although she doesn't do that because Queen will be Queen. Drop down a range as she's encountering Cannon and Expo, and those got hugely buffed. Wall breakers were a little too late. They probably could have nabbed that air defense instead of the Queen walking down, but she walks. And she's taking a lot of heat here. Archer Tower, Expo, and King. I throw down poison on the King. And phase Queen. Notice here that the resource pathing to the core is straightforward and there are no giant bombs. Unless they're right next to the town hall, which I don't need to worry much about because most of the dark is in the storage. I do want to grab this drill, so I use 2 giants, a few archers, and some goblins to take care of it. Queen is still doing fine, but air defense somehow that air defense managed to shoot her, while 2 point defense lock on. Goblins are headed straight towards that drill while Queen is distracted, and Mortar is too. And there goes the mortar. The drill, sorry. Healers are getting roasted, but no big deal. Few archers to funnel the Barb King and inside. and those were to just pick off free resources. Giants in, king in. Waves of 3 archers. I always deploy with 3 fingers with goblins or archers, unless less are needed. As soon as I saw the double giant bombs there trigger, I knew I was safe because the Teslas also popped up here. And I knew that the giant bombs would either be here, here, or here. Definitely not in the core. I was expecting Teslas, but you can never be sure. Rage goes down. And even though the wizard tower is distracted, you always have to watch out for mortar fire, as you'll see very soon. Heal down. But watch the mortar timing here. These 2 mortars fire at almost the exactly same time, and right as the goblins finish off the town hall, they are all vaporized. So that's why you should always carry a heal and a rage, just in case. Archers bring the percentage to 50, and I quit. Moving on, we have an Arabic base. Well, Arabic player. Again, archers to make sure queen goes upwards. I trickled in a few gobs just to make sure that went down before queen took down the wizard tower. And we'll speed it up times 2 as queen is just banging on trash. Even though the resource pathing is less clear in this one, note that the queen will be able to get all of these, and that the only resource pathing left, except for these, and these, which are exposed, is here, here, and here, which isn't the best, but it's not bad pathing either. Rage down, queen is about to die, and air defense is targeting the healers, so she decides to shoot the mortar, the archer tower, and the cannon. Smart queen. Finally locks onto the air defense after losing 2 healers, and still has X-bow and cannon. I didn't want to use a rage at this point, as I wasn't going to be raiding in a while. Notice how queen is going to nab that gold storage, which means a jump connecting this junction leads straight into the core. I was afraid of a giant bomb there, but I was pretty sure it was a Tesla. Few archers down. King does stray because I forgot to funnel using these buildings, and also resource pathing wasn't too great, seeing as if the elixir storage went down before the collectors, it would have been a disaster, but not to worry. I do trickle in a few gobs to that collector, and they take it out, and 3-finger deployment again. It's very efficient. Straight towards the core, and indeed it was 2 Teslas. So running straight towards the core, heal and rage, and they will rip through core like butter. They even managed to beat through the wall and nab the storage before finally dying out. So let's take a look at this one, Poison Lin. This was quite possibly one of the easiest pathing for resources. I decided to use the Queen Walk just in case. Notice how if you jumped this section, goblins would have nowhere to go except this gold storage and straight through the town hall. We'll speed this up because it's just the Queen Walk, and we've all seen plenty of those. Goblins here were kind of a failure, but they were to make sure goblins didn't stray. Queen raged and poisoned the king. Finally take down those collectors up here. And we'll go into 2 times speed. There's the collector. And queen is about to die. And at this point, there's no resource pathing except for the core. Gold storage, CC, Dark Elixir, Town Hall. King in, queen dies. Still have 64 gobs. Actually try and break the wall, but notice that the Tesla only reaches. Even so, the resource pathing is so good that I can use my gobs to break through the very weakened wall. I throw down a rage because of this wizard tower, and in case of mortar fire, just in case. You never know. And sure enough, they do grab everything. So moving on one down, we have Benny, which is a ring base. Now, this is important because this attack works on ring bases, on any kind of ring bases, really. It could work on, let's see, my base, which is this. As you can see, if Queen entered from about 7 or 8, took out these buildings, and then the kill squad took out these buildings, and a jump was placed right there, Gobs would head straight towards the core, and even though I do have 2 little bombs to guard against Goblin Knife, a heal and a rage will not be able to stop them. So going back to the attack, we have Benny. I decided to queen walk this side because I wanted to grab the drill, and wanted to grab that as well. We'll speed up this queen walk as it is pretty long and she doesn't engage anything except the enemy queen. I throw down a poison that should be enough to help her deal with it. Continues on her merry way. Wall break her in because of this air defense that could shoot down her healers if I didn't break her in. Now you notice that I cleared basically this section, or I will rather, and that this section I will clear by the kill squad and grab that drill, so that Gobs with a jump over this section will head straight towards the core. And there is no danger of giant bombs, as the only giant bomb spots locations are behind the storages. I drop a rage because the air defense takes down one of my healers, and a seeker is about to catch another one. Queen is still up. There's the kill squad, if you will, with a few goblins to target that dark elixir drill. CC comes out, no big deal. I've seen goblins deal, well, not deal, but ignore with every single CC except for Valks. Valks will rip them apart, but everything else they can just ignore because the firing speed is too slow under rage. The jump leads them straight towards the core. They have nowhere to go. This entire section of the base has been cleared out. The next nearest is behind here. At this point, I realize that everything is dead, and there is only a Tesla, 2 Expos, and no splash guarding the dark, so I don't even heal. I just let the goblins do the dirty work. And let it run for a bit to add insult to injury, because I grabbed that storage and that storage. One last one for you guys. It works against teasers too. You just have to watch out for the giant bomb spots, like right next to the heroes. I wanted to enter from bottom to make sure that the only giant bomb spots were here and I could trip them. I wall break queen in. Had a little wall breaker fail here because nothing is smart. And again, queen just completely ignores and decides to beat through a wall. And you'll see her try to beat through a wall again very soon. There you go. And at this point I realized that queen was actually going to nab the dark. So I probably could have just ran away with a sub 30% queen walk for the dark, but I decided to not be a douche and give him a shield. King goes inside. A few archers. Notice here I'm at 29 and the dark is almost taken. If it hadn't been for those buildings, I could have easily nabbed the dark. I raged just to make sure that the gobs that first enter, I send a test wave, which is to make sure that there are no giant bombs. Say if I send in all 70 at once, they're going to be screwed on a giant bomb. So I sent in about 40 to make sure there were no giant bombs, and I raged them to speed through this danger section and this section, which turned out to be a Tesla, and I sent the rest, which absolutely decimate the core. Queen is dying, so I end the raid here. So hope you enjoyed this morning's or today's video.